everyone. This is Darlene Hull from Hotspot Promotion, and I'm here today with Terry Brock from terrybrock.com. Terry and I are going to be involved in a really cool webinar coming up in July, and so I'm just going to have Terry let you know a little bit about what's coming up and where you can find the information.
Yes,
Terry.
we've got an interactive media training session coming up, a webinar that's going to have all kinds of just rip, snort, and excitement. I think, is that the way we say it in Canada?
Yeah,
rip,
absolutely.
snort, and excitement. Something like, at the Stampede there in Calgary, they can do that. But seriously, there's a lot going on with social media, and sometimes we go, I don't understand it all. Well, you're going to get a chance to hear Darlene talk about Twitter. You're also going to get a chance to hear others talk about Facebook and LinkedIn, Pinterest. I'll be talking about blogging, and you're going to be able to understand what is going on with this whole thing of social media, particularly in how you can use it with small business. And we're going to really give some good answers and good information on that, and that'll be coming up July 10th and 11th this year.
Great. So now, Terry, you're doing one of the workshops. So why on earth would I want to listen to you?
Well,
who are you? And
because you'll feel the tingling up and down your spine or something like that. And you'll get a lot of good information on blogging. See, I've been blogging and writing since, I guess 2002. Started blogging, and I was a journalism major and a telecommunications major before that with radio, TV. Worked in newspapers and actually was writing for the Bus 2 Express when I was in second grade. I have you know that. I'm sure that news made it up to Calgary somehow.
Absolutely. I have the first copy on my desk.
Oh, yeah, there you go. That's good. You're weird if you did. But there's a lot you can do with writing, and blogging is where it is today. That's where majority of our news is now coming from, even before the mainstream media. And I know because I've been working with mainstream media, have worked with that, have written a lot as a trained journalist. And now I see the benefits of blogging, and they are different. Blogging is different than journalism, but what we're going to do on this seminar, this webinar, is to talk about the kind of ways that you can really use this to generate money, how you can use it in business, and there's a host of things that are possible with it.
Wow, that sounds great. So how did you get started in blogging?
I found that blogging was a great way to communicate with people, to really touch base with them, to tell them about what you're doing in a very conversational way. That's a key. Conversational way, in a pleasant way. And it's a way that you get a chance to connect with them. And then also to subtly, that's a key term, subtly talk about your products that you want to sell. You don't want to just go out there and say, hi, buy this stuff. It's really groovy and cool, and you got to do it, and we'll make you a deal today. People can go click, and they can get out of there faster than they can change the remote control on a bad cable show.
Yes.
And so you want to make sure that you've got really relevant material that people look at and go, I want to read what she has to say. She's got some good information, and it relates to me. It's got good, rich content that helps them, because we're all pressed for time today. We don't have time to spend it on something that's worthless, so we just move on. But something that's going to give us a competitive advantage, something that's going to give us information so that we can generate more business, hey, I'm interested in that.
Absolutely. You and me both. So what is the one thing, if you had to isolate it, the number one thing that you adore about blogging?
Connection with people. It gives you a chance to really touch base with people in an interactive way. You send out information, and then people can respond back. They don't have to have huge budgets for it. You don't have to have huge budgets for it. It's people to people talking, getting their information out there, and being able to, and because of that, you have to use your judgment. Just because it's on the internet doesn't mean it's necessarily true there. Hey, Sparky, it could be wrong. There's a concept, but you got to work with blogging and understand what it's like and stay with it and do it on a regular basis. I think when you do that, it opens up a world of possibilities.
That's great. Well, so how do you actually get people to your blog in the first place? Like, you got a traffic secret you can share with us?
Well, we tried that, shotguns and force and all that, and it just didn't work. So that force and coercion thing doesn't quite work. You got to give them good content, and here's what happens. You put out something on there that's really compelling. Compelling content is really not a secret, but it's the trick. That's what you've got to do. Find that target niche. If you're writing about how to pave your driveway, and that's an important thing for a market, I'm sure it is for some, you really want to address that market. Find out what it is that they want, and be there for them and provide their needs, whatever it is. Be really tightly niched, but with a niche that's large enough so that you can support it. financially,
Right.
because it
Right.
is for business for most of us. And so that compelling content will happen as you reach key people. And then you also proactively go out and say, hey, I know you're involved in the paving driving industry or something. You might want to see what I said about this. I use a new chemical or a new thing here on that. What do you think? And you might want to respond. I would appreciate what you say because you're an expert in this. And so you start getting that feedback, and then others start saying, oh, this is the place where people who pave driveways hang out. And so you get around that group, and you create a little tribe of your own of people sharing information and communicating. And it's not just a one-way street. See, in the old days,
Right.
way back, you'd send out your thing and you just blast out a message to everyone and hope that you just blast enough that somebody reads the paper and they come in and they buy from you.
Exactly.
But today it's different. Now you've got to be compelling. You've got to make sure you're enticing them. It's really been flipped upside down on its head, which I think is much more pleasant.
Oh, so do I. I completely agree with you. Yes. So is that one of the ways then that you get those comments? Do you actually go out and share your writing with people and have them come back and comment, or is there a different way that you use to get comments on your blogs?
I think there's multiple ways. That's one, and that's particularly a good way to get started. Once you've got a presence and people know, hey, this is where we go. I'm going to come to terrybrock.com because that's where I get good information. I find out what's happening. I want to go to Darlene Hall's website because, hey, I'm getting good information. I like her article. Every time she sends out an article, I really like it. That post that she puts out there is good. Then they start telling others. Then they
Right.
start promoting it. A good way we did, matter of fact, one of the things we did at Skype a lot is I would write a comment or I would write a post about a particular new feature or something that's going on, how people are using Skype in a unique way, the way some of the businesses are using it. We do a lot of videos. That was one thing I did a lot.
Right.
We'd take videos of people that are using Skype in a unique way. I would profile them, put them on the Skype Enterprise blog, and people would go, wow, that's really nice. And then we would amplify it. So I would go out to Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn, and in a platform appropriate way, talk about what's being done. So that on Twitter it would be real short. Just,
Right.
hey, be sure and join us for a video on how Go Promos is using this or something, or
Okay.
e-promos or what they're doing for it. And we could do it. Then over on Facebook, we could go into a little bit more detail.
Right.
And on
Right.
LinkedIn, we could do it more. So what I would encourage people that are watching this to do is when you're blogging, think of the ways that you can take your message, your product or your service. If you've got a product, you might want to say, look, we've got this thing now. Look at this. And you can even push it, look, and it makes the thing come out there just like that. Show them what it can do. If you can graphically do it, do more than just a talking head of, hello,
Yes.
we have wonderful products for you over here at Terry's store. Come by today. You do something like that, people
That's
are going to go, like those watching right now might be doing that. But instead, you want to use it, like for instance, you could say, when I have a glass of water, I feel better. I sure do. You do something, you make up your own commercials or something. You put things together so that you really utilize it. Now, if you say, well, it's not going to work so well for me, audio is a really good way to do it. On my blog, I do a lot of audio as well. And with audio, that would be nice if, let's say, you're in Calgary, Darlene. You're going to drive from Calgary over to Vancouver. That's about a 4-year drive, I think.
12 hours, actually.
Yeah, it's a long one.
Yeah,
You
it
might
is.
want to listen to some audio. So
Yeah.
a few hour-long audios that are really beneficial to you, hey, you might want that if you're hopping in the car and you're driving over there. So audio is a very good way to do it. And here's what you could do for those of you watching this. Think about people in your industry who are particularly astute and are well known for providing value. They're well known and respected. Call them up and do an audio interview. You can do that very easily. Even something like freeconferencecall.com is free, and you can then record it as an MP3 very easily with a couple of little tricks. You can put it up on the net, and if you don't know how to do that, this is why God invented high school kids.
Yeah.
So that you can get them to help you out. They put it together, and then you've got yourself an MP3 where it's now not just you saying wonderful things, but it's you and Mary Snurgley, who is an expert, and she's really good on Oogie Wops, and you get her to talk about Oogie Wops for all the people that are interested in Oogie Wops or whatever. And so there's
Amen.
a lot of options. And the way I look at it is, Darlene, it's fabulous to be alive today because we can do all this stuff that used to take hundreds of thousands of dollars
Yeah.
And now we
And
do it
time.
for free. Did I mention it was free at
It's free. I
freeconferencecall.com?
love that. Love that.
It's like this Skype call here. You know, the Skype call. I want you to know that we're doing this interview over Skype, and I'm going to go ahead and pay for the Skype video call today. How's that?
You are so generous.
I know. Just from the bottom of my heart, I'm doing it to keep peace between our respective nations, so we don't go back to war.
Yeah, I'm so glad to hear that.
Yeah, that's good. That was a concern, and we know.
So tell me, Terry, do you have a favorite tool? Is there something that you absolutely love to use for your blogging?
Yes, right after answering phones when they ring in the background and things like that, because everyone's going, "Did you hear that phone ring?" Yeah. It's okay. We live in the real world, so
I have kids ready to hop on that phone as
the
soon as
kids
it
are
rings.
supposed to, yeah, but they don't.
Yes.
But one of the secret tools, it's really not a secret anymore. It's using video. Video is powerful because now with video you can do so much more. Like, you know, I was just showing, you know, I illustrate here, you know, I can show you my new little things right here and this. Or really specifically, here's one of the little camcorders I use. See, and by holding this up and showing it to you, I can show you what it does, how it does it. I do this a lot with my coaching. So I have coaching clients around the world, and they go, "What do you mean by that?" And I can show it in detail. We can see what's going on. And video is something we really enjoy. I think it's Cisco's telling us, I remember reading that they say by the year 2014, 80% of all web traffic will be video. And I think, whoa, it's strong. And so we like that. Video is a key. Here's what I would recommend. When you're doing your blogging, do your blog, write the text first, then go back and do a video that relates to that. Not that you would sit there and read it, because too often people look at, I am now reading from the script, and you can tell that I am reading. And I mean, it's about as exciting as watching paint dry, you know, or listening to Congress say something, waiting for them to say something intelligent, you know. It's not going to happen, you know. And so what you've got to do is you want to use some creativity. Make it fun. Make video fun. Take some courses on it. There's a lot available on the net. Watch videos that are particularly good. Spend some time on YouTube studying it, studying what people are doing. And video really can give you a competitive advantage.
That's great. Although I find as an ADD person, if somebody's got a video on their website, I'm not going to watch it unless there's a good summary underneath that tells me that it's going to be worth my time. So,
and I think that's a very good point.
Yeah. I mean, I'm an old lady, right? Yeah.
You're right.
I want to scan and get out of there.
No, but I think you're right. You see, video has got to be done properly because we can read faster than we can watch a video that's an hour. You take a video that's an hour of two people talking, say. They're talking back and forth. It's great. We could transcribe that, and most people could read it faster than they could watch that in full hour. So first of all, if you're going to do video, give me some good content. Give me a good reason that it's a video and not just transcribed. Make sure it's something that I'm getting with video that I would not get if it were just in text or just in audio. And give me a summary. Make sure it's there. And if you can do a transcription on your of your video, then that's a good thing. Or redo it, retalk it. What I often do is I say, I want to take the script and I want to talk it into the computer. Not just speak it in there, because even if I'm just reading it for audio, it sounds too often like I am reading it from the page, and it's too robotic. What you want to do is be able to make it conversational. Make it something that's casual, conversational, and again, compelling content. That's the key.
And again, giving people choice too is wonderful. Some people love video. Some people love to read. I personally love the audio for the very reason you said. I love to put it in the car when I'm driving or when I'm walking and listen to audio. So to give people a choice is a wonderful thing.
Yeah, people have different modalities in learning. Some people prefer one over the other. Well, give them a choice. And the key right now is you can do video, you can do audio, you can do text, all for free, and it goes to the world. Is this incredible or what?
Yeah, exactly. So is there one mistake that you see bloggers making again and again and again that you'd love to address?
I think there's a lot of them. Probably one of the biggest is the lack of consistency. Like you have mentioned with Twitter, very important to be consistent. It would be better to do one tweet a day and do it every day. You're just consistently there with something rather than do 24 one day and then not be around for a month. You know, that's not it. With a blog, you want to be consistent. Some of the best blogs are those that come out at the same time, same day, every week. So you know that every Monday at 7 a.m. or whatever it is, that person has a blog coming out. And so being consistent on there. And I think also the key is make it about the person who's reading, not about you. If you just come on and say, hi, I'm wonderful, I do this, me. These are people that I say have eye trouble. And I don't mean I as in the EYE here. I mean,
Yeah,
I as
yeah.
in the letter I. They're only talking about themselves. And frankly, we don't care. How was
It's
it
true.
Peter Drucker said it very well? He said, yeah, you've got problems. So does the rest of the world. And what are you doing to help them?
Exactly. Exactly. That's a really good point. So, wrap it up again there with Terry. Let us know about this webinar coming up and what we can get out of it.
It's a webinar. Hey, I'm really looking forward to it myself because I've got a chance to deal with and work with you and the others that are out there and find out the kind of thing. I mean, really good stuff. And it's going to be the 10th and 11th of July. You'll be able to tune into that. You can go over to Karen Fox's website. And what is her website again?
KarenTheConnector.com.
KarenTheConnector.com. And then you'll be able to see that. It's the social media intensive. We're going to be able to talk about what's going on. You'll get a good overview of all of those. If you think, gee, I've heard about Pinterest, I don't know what it is, etc., or how to make money with it, it'll be worth an hour to do that. Plus, it'll
Absolutely.
be available on demand later, and you're going to be able to help out a worthy charity, make a wish, and be able to get some education, help others, and learn a lot. Sounds like a pretty good combination to me.
Yeah, win-win. Yeah, let's go for it. Well, thanks
Sounds
very
good.
much, Terry. I appreciate you being here today.
You bet. Thank you, darling.